So for our midterm project for business startup, we decided to create a company called Bubbly, which is basically a business that sells bubble tea here in local Cedar Rapids. So what is bubble tea? Bubble tea first originated from Taiwan in the late 1800s. It's a cold or hot drink that you could serve with chewing tapioca balls. The tea that is normally served with this is tea infused, like flavored infused tea with different types of flavors. So currently here in Cedar Rapids or Nubo, there aren't any exclusive bubble tea shops. So we thought our problem would be to create a bubble tea shop that is exclusive to show that this trendy project could be also available here.
So for the market size, overall, globally, the bubble tea market is worth $5.37 billion, and over half of that is in North America, and almost all of that half is in the US, which is about $3 billion worth of market. And as you can see for Google Trends from 2013-2018, the Google Trends of bubble tea is going up at a consistent rate. So people are searching online for like how to make bubble tea, where to buy bubble tea, like companies that produce bubble tea and different stuff like that. So the popularity is obviously increasing every year over years. So we're trying to hop on that train of getting that popularity. And then also knowing the competition, like Deborah said, there's no direct bubble tea stands or bubble tea businesses in Cedar Rapids. There are competitions such as coffee places, smoothie places that are around Cedar Rapids, but bubble tea is such a unique product that we're able to kind of separate from the competition because bubble tea is just a very unique drink, and people are gonna want that different kind of drink in their daily lives instead of the repetition of coffee or regular smoothies every day. Bubble tea offers something completely different and new and trendy for them to enjoy.
So as Deborah said earlier, we're hoping to have our business in Nubo, inside. This is a picture taken from right outside the front of the Nubo City Market that we have in Cedar Rapids, which is one of the highest foot traffic places we have in Cedar Rapids. So as you can see from the front, this is a big pavilion area. This is where they hold all the events outside. And events are normally most Saturdays with foot traffic being in several thousands. So that's the outside. And inside, this is taken from the point of view of a stand or a pavilion right in here where they have the events inside if it's bad weather, because there will be an event no matter what. They're going to happen that Saturday. So this is a busy Saturday. As you can see, all this front pavilion, this front area, open area is filled, and all the shops are located in the back. You can kind of tell by the stands back here. We're going to have a 10 by 10 space somewhere in the back there where people would hopefully walk by and see our bubble tea stand. So our target users, we're trying to target high schoolers and young adults that between 14 and 21. Obviously, anyone that wants bubble tea will Bubbly provide, but young adults and high schoolers, they spend the most on entertainment, food and drink, and we got some numbers right here. They make an average of $460, and they spend about 23 of that on food and drink, which is $106. In our customer development interviews, we interviewed 3 people, friends and family. One of them has never tried before, but they were very interested in it. They're a big tea fan, so they were very interested in trying it. It sounded really good. And another 2 loved bubble tea. They have it probably weekly, maybe bi-weekly, and they would love it, and they would love to have one in Cedar Rapids where they don't need to travel to go get it.
So this is a picture of our menu just to start out. We're going to try to start with just a $5 price range, just to keep it nice and consistent, and then as popularity would grow or trends for flavors would change, then we could expand our menu or swap out items. But for now, just keep it nice and simple. So we would have a milk tea and then more of a slushy type, but overall they still have the same consistencies. So in terms of our numbers, between an initial capital and equipment and our license and everything, it'll be just over $15,000 to start up, which for a restaurant is fairly low. Nubo helps in part with that, with being just a rental space. So our monthly revenue would be about $9,000 if we took an average of 75 customers per day. We took this number based on if we assumed 10% of people that traveled there were to buy a bubble tea from us. And so of that 10%, this was collected just a random Saturday morning, no events, the weather wasn't particularly the best, and there was still 750 people over the course of just several hours. Our monthly operating costs between rent, utilities, our cost of goods sold, just stock, everything, will be just over $4,500, which still leaves us with a monthly gross income of $4,330, leaving us room for margin of error. And all of these numbers, for the most part, are subject to change depending on how many people show up or what we do need to restock. But there's still, even with these fairly conservative estimates, we still have quite a profit. Here's the breakdown of our monthly figures. So between everything else, our gross annual income would be just over making $50,000 a year profit, which again leaves us with quite the room for error if we have a particularly down month or if we even have a better month. And so for future, we would look to grow with the demand for bubble tea. If it was wanted, we could expand to new locations. We could appeal to a wider target audience rather than just particularly like high schoolers and young adults, and maintain the consumer interest and try to keep it from being just a fad, and try to keep our customers consistent and loyal.